This past Sunday, we had a bomb party tournament. I was really excited about this tournament. It was the 5th tournament we ever had on February 5th, this past Sunday. It was literally 2 days ago. Samer Gamer, who's in the chat right now, is the winner. Congratulations. And then after the tournament, I'm exhausted. You guys don't know this, but like after all those events and stuff, I need to like isolate myself from social media for a little bit and just like take a breather and go eat some food. I just go relax. I just like lay down and then I come back to everything later. So I come back after the tournament has ended. I see a tweet tagging me on Twitter from Mikey. I think I'm just gonna read this to you guys. The first thing I see is Nick Daru bomb party moderation team harassment a threat. And I'm like, whoa, what is happening? As you all know, in February 5th, Nick Drew had a bomb party tournament. Park participated. I remember Park being in the tournament. It was their first one. Park participated in it. However, 2 of the bomb party moderators in his server, Azels and Bruce, DM'd me and said that I was cheating, which 2, there's currently no hard or undisputed evidence. During this discussion, or to be more specific, around the end of it, Bruce, clearly knowing that I am non-neurotypical, insulted and belittled me for it, and even used a slur to refer to me. There are some screenshots here of the actual conversation between Bruce and Rimuru. Take a peek at these at your leisure, but effectively the conversation is a lot of Bruce saying some aggressively kind of accusing Rimu of cheating, calling Rimu some names, and saying some things that I would say are kind of inappropriate here. So Bruce saying you're a cheating skank, effing retard. I'm not going to go through all these, but you guys can take a look at what's going on in here. Regardless of if I was cheating or not, this type of behavior, in my own opinion, is extremely unprofessional and hurtful. This behavior was shown by 2 of 5 mods, according to Azel. That's the number of BP moderators in the Discord server. Is this the type of behavior that Nick Daru wants and even endorses in his community? If it is, then I fear for how others may be treated in the future. Wow. Okay. Whoo. All right. So I'll read my response right now as well. Same day Mike posted this. Hey, Mike, thanks for sharing all this information. To be clear, this behavior is unacceptable. I did not know people were harassing you in DMs. I'm immediately removing Bruce from the bomb party council based on these screenshots. I'll be connecting with the remaining members of the council and having a discussion with them about what type of behavior is acceptable. And to clarify, I myself never suspected you of cheating. I never gave anyone any instruction to message you. And regardless of if someone is a cheater, they should never have been spoken to in the way Bruce spoke to you in that conversation. I understand if you don't want to play with us in the future, but I'll still take action to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. All right, so here's let me give you guys some more context here. In the tournament that we had on February 5th, Park, aka Mikey here, was in the tournament, made it to actually the 4th phase. There's 5 phases in the event, 4 out of 5. The 5th phase is the finals. Mike qualified for the finals. The requirement, of course, for the finals that we implemented a few months ago was to share screens to prevent cheating. Let's go back even further a quick second. The Bomb Party Council is a group of 5 individuals that I created about 3 or 4 months ago that was created with the intention to help evade cheating in our bomb party tournaments. I have an entirely separate video about that I'll link if you're watching this on YouTube. The purpose was to help with prosecuting cheaters or trying to remove cheaters from our events, and it was also to help me with things like tournament setup coordination, and also just to have a pool of good-spirited people in the bomb party community who would host lobbies and that sort of thing. That's why I made that role, Bomb Party Council, and I picked people who I just knew were good at Bomb Party, who had played in several lobbies with us, who I thought, I trusted and seemed like reasonable people who had their best interest for the server and for the Bomb Party community. I also want to be clear, the Bomb Party Council is independent from our moderation team. So we have a Discord moderator team, we have a Twitch moderation team. These are not the same, these are independent entities, and the moderation team is meant to prevent things like anyone from breaking rules in the server, harassment, bullying, self-promotion stuff, common sense things that you don't want happening in your Discord server and your Twitch chat, right? So the Bomb Party team is not really geared towards helping with those solutions. It's really to help towards mostly preventing cheaters from being in the server. Anyways, what happened in this actual tournament? Park got a seat in the finals along with Samer and Samer who won, and the 2 other participants in the finals as well. Park decided they didn't want to participate in the finals for whatever reason. This happened after we announced, People were going to share their screens. All the other 3 members were in the Discord sharing their screens. Park decides they don't want to participate for whatever reason. I don't know what that reason is. Doesn't really matter to me. You don't have to participate if you just don't want to. That's totally fine. So we had someone else take their spot. We had 2 people battle, and Rinema roll 1 and got the spot from Park, and then they played. Because Park decided not to participate in the finals, along with some other evidence that the council members believe suggested cheating, there were members of the council, aka Bruce and Azel, who highly suspected Park of cheating in the event. To be honest, that's a reasonable accusation. They're just trying to do their jobs, and which is what they were assigned to the Bomb Party Council to do. They were assigned to try to help prevent cheaters, and some of those things maybe signal cheating. To me, I'm kind of impartial about it all. I don't really look out for cheaters or try to handle cheating, but because it's a concern within our community, that's why I have the council take care of things like that. Anyhow, it seems as though, based on these screenshots, that Bruce and Azel decided to take these matters into their own hands, which is why you see here some of these screenshots that were taken from the conversation. And since this happened as well, Mikey has also shared with me additional screenshots from the entire conversation that they had with both Bruce and Azel. And I will tell you that the conversation pretty much is very similar to what you're seeing in these screenshots there throughout the entirety of it. And I'm not happy. I'm not disappointed that the council is doing what they think is best and trying to, catch people who they believe is cheating. But this is not an acceptable way for them to be handling these types of situations. It is not acceptable for these guys to be going in to people's DMs and harassing them over accusations of whether or not they suspect this person of cheating, who of course we don't even know if they're actually cheating or not. And what's really disappointing to me is, and I want to make this clear for everyone, I don't think that we should be in the mindset that we need to be shaming, harassing, and immaturely saying mean or unnice things to people who we suspect or maybe even have been confirmed to have been cheaters. It is not appropriate for us to belittle or to harass or to aggressively attack people for doing things like this. Do I agree that cheating is an unmoral and unfair activity for people to partake in? Of course I do. I hate cheating. I've been a gamer all my life. I pride myself in really never having cheated in anything for most of my life. Not that any of you could ever know or confirm that for certain. Doesn't matter to me though. I don't need you guys to know if I have or haven't. In my eyes, cheating is a very distasteful thing to do. At the same time though, you need to remember that the people doing these things are also people. Like, they're not villains. They're not like lesser than you or me. They're people who maybe are in a bad place, in a bad mental state, doing something because maybe they think it's going to make them feel better, but it is not our responsibility to say things like that to anyone, regardless of anything they do. You should not be talking to another human being the way that Park was talked to in those DMs. So that's one thing that's really important. The other issue with this, which is related to the cheating aspect, is you cannot expect someone to defend their innocence when it's your obligation to prove that someone is guilty. It is not their job to prove that they are. It is not their job to convince you that they are innocent. Okay? Let me make that absolutely clear. It was my goal, and I clearly did not convey this properly when I created the council. This is totally my fault. My goal was to create a group where we could say, hey, someone suspects someone of cheating. We put together all of our evidence together, and then maybe we can delegate one person to address that person in a respectful manner, laying out what we believe to be true if we believe that they're cheating, and to ask them if they want to say anything in their defense. After which, if they are willing to defend themselves and say they're not cheating, we can take a step to prove that, such as monitoring someone over screen sharing or playing with someone in a way where a member of the council can confirm that player is cheating or not. Not to berate and insult and say things like this that are just words you should not be saying to anyone. I want this to be absolutely clear to everyone, because we're going to be cycling a new team I'd like to put together among the Bomb Party Council that I'd like to make, and I'd like to more appropriately address these types of issues in a way where we're not being freaking mean to people, dude. Like, that's so messed up. You can't talk to people like this. All right? I don't care what they did. You can't talk to people like this, dude. That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable for Bruce. It's not acceptable for Azel. All right? Bruce and Azel are no longer in the Bomb Party Council. I'm not going to be banning them from the server. And I don't want any of you guys to now go into their DMs and say anything mean to them, because that's just going to fuel this even more. Please do not go into their DMs, harass them, message them. But we are going to get some new people in the council. I'm going to instate some new rules. I'm going to talk to some of them, and there's going to be no more DM harassment, at least as far as I am aware of. I want to be absolutely clear that I didn't know that these council members were looking into this at all. I didn't know they were messaging people, and I have a feeling this isn't the first time this has happened. I have a feeling that this has happened before, and I just didn't know about it, because there have been people who have been accused of cheating in the past, and I'm hesitant to believe that this is the only instance that this has happened. Yeah, cheating is a problem. Okay, I'm the first to admit it. Cheating is a problem, especially in these tournaments, especially in Bomb Party. Unfortunately, with the way Bomb Party is, it's very difficult to prevent cheaters from playing with us 100% of the time. And my goal is to just try to reduce that and to try to encourage people to play ethically and morally as best we can. And I feel like most people that are in our server, most people that are active in the Bomb Party text chat, most people who play in lobbies with us and watch our videos and hang out are of good nature, are of good faith, are doing the right thing. I genuinely believe that most people who we have are totally fine, and there's only a select people who are cheating or doing something unethical. But cheating is a problem, and I'm trying, you guys have seen we've tried to do things to prevent it, and we're going to continue trying to do things to prevent it. And I want to try to prevent this behavior too, because this is something that extends beyond Bomb Party related stuff. You guys saw all the harassment that went on with like the e-girl scandals. I mean, there's so much of this going on the internet these days, and it's just not acceptable. It's not a good look. You guys, I don't want anyone to be doing this. You can't be saying these things to people. And I understand there's a lot of people in the community who, and I was reading about this in the full conversation between Bruce, Mike, and Azel and Mike, but who are maybe neurodivergent or bipolar or who have some sort of mental disability. And I understand that people have a hard time sometimes understanding what's socially acceptable. But I also would like for you guys to use some common sense and to think about really at just a bare basic level how you want others to treat you and what is reasonable to say to other people, because this is not it. Mikey says, is this the type of behavior that Nick Drew wants and endorses in the community? Of course not. Like, there's no shot. So there's nothing I can do to fix this right away. I'm gonna do some work in the behind the scenes to make sure we don't have issues like this. Although inevitably, as the community grows and as our channel grows, it's bound. There are things similar that might be bound to happen at some point, and we'll keep working to minimize that, because I want people to come to these tournaments and have a good time. Like, I don't really do drama. I just want people to come to our events and play with people and have fun. That's why I do this. I just want to host an event and laugh when people type goofy large words that I don't know how to pronounce. That's fun for me. Like, I enjoy doing that, and hopefully you guys enjoy that too. That's what I want this to really be about. The whole cheating thing is tough for me to deal with. Like, it's hard. And I'm going to be honest, I don't 100% know how to deal with it. And I'm doing the best I can based on what I hear as feedback from everyone. That's why I initially made the council. That's why I initially made the screen sharing rule. I'm doing these things to address the concerns of the community in the way that I think makes the most sense. And I understand that's not always going to be the best, but I'm promised that we're going to try to do a little bit better each time. That's it. That's all I have to say. I didn't script any of this. I'm just freeballing this, guys. Never done a video like this before or recording like this before. I'll read some comments now. That's going to be the end of the official video. I'm going to scroll through everyone on Twitch. I'm going to read all your comments. On a lighthearted note, if you like Bomb Party and you want some like more exciting and fun content and you're watching this on YouTube, this video is probably a fun one and not drama filled. So go click on it and subscribe.